So we'll start with the syllabus decoding for the Indian geography test. Okay. So when you look at the prelims question papers, we have questions from Indian geography. In the last 2 years, if you see the questions of the last 2 years, the UPSC have been focusing more on the resources and minerals part. But we need to study the entire Indian geography. So we'll see what all topics we need to cover for from the Indian geography part. Okay. So to begin with, it's always good if you start with the political map of India. Like we'll be having the basic understanding of like study the political map of India. So for studying the political map of India, you should take your atlas, and from atlas you should mark, or you should be able to study like what are the states, what are the union territories of India, which all foreign countries Indians are sharing the land boundary with, which foreign countries we are sharing the water boundary or the maritime boundary, and which all Indian states are sharing boundary with these different countries. For example, which of the Indian states are sharing boundary with Pakistan, which Indian states are sharing boundary with China, Myanmar, Bangladesh, and Bhutan, Nepal, etc. And you need to see which Indian states are sharing boundary with most number of foreign states, such type of things. And also see the Tropic of Cancer, which is passing through India, through which all states the Tropic of Cancer is passing through. And also see whether the important cities are lying above the Tropic of Cancer or below the Tropic of Cancer. And also very important, go through the northeast map of India, like the northeastern states, how the northeastern states are arranged from north to south. You can see Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, no, not Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram, how it is arranged. So see the northeastern map of India, and also see the maritime or the coastline of India, like the Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Mannar, and the Gulf of Kambat. Okay. So after going in detail through the political map of India, you can start with the physical map of India. In physical map of India, you can see the important mountains, plateaus, important rivers, the desert region, etc. And you need to study regarding these physical features one by one. So first you start with the mountains of India. In mountains we start with the Himalayas. So regarding Himalayas, we need to study the divisions of Himalayas. We know that the basic divisions of Himalayas include Trans Himalayas, Greater Himalayas or Himachal, Lesser Himalayas or Himadri, and Shivaliks. And on the eastern side, on the north-south direction, we have the Purvanchal hills as well. And you need to take these Himalayas one by one, how they are distributed into different states, what are the features, important ranges. For example, in Trans Himalayas, we know that we have the Karakoram, Ladakh, and Saskar ranges. You know that Karakoram is having lot of glaciers, the name of the important glaciers, and also the rivers flowing through. For example, between Karakoram and Ladakh, we have the Shok River. Between the Ladakh and Saskar, we have the Indus River. So similarly, study the details regarding these mountain ranges and the other physical features associated with it. Then after Trans Himalayas, you have the Greater Himalayas. In Greater Himalayas, we know it's a long running range, which is the most mightiest among the Himalayan ranges. And also you need to study regarding important glaciers of the Great Himalayas and the important passes, very important, the passes of the Great Himalayas. Passes means through which we are able to cross to the other regions, because the Himalayas are acting as boundary walls. Okay, passes are very important, so you need to study regarding the passes as well. Then also study the important rivers which are originating from the Greater Himalayas. After Greater Himalayas, go to the Lesser Himalayas. Lesser Himalayas, we know they are non-continuous Himalayan ranges. You need to study the important ranges like Pirpanjal, Dauladhar, Mussoorie, Kumaun, Mahabharat, Darjeeling Hills, Miri, Abor, these important ranges. And these ranges are non-continuous because the rivers are dividing them. So which all rivers are dividing which all ranges. So study that, that is also important. And also the Lesser Himalayas, we know that unlike the other two Himalayan ranges, Lesser Himalayas are more friendly to human contact. We have a lot of transhumans or nomadic community living over these regions like Gujjars, Bakkarwals. Straight from the NCERT you can get questions. So go through that region as well. Then we have the Outer Himalayas or the Shivaliks, which is the transition between the Himalayas and the Nathan Plains. And Shivaliks are more or less like continuous, but they have a break in the Raidak Teesta River. region. So go through the Shivalik hills as well. So when you're studying about these Himalayan ranges, just have an idea regarding their average elevation, average length, average width, all such things, and also to which all states these ranges are distributed. Then after you are done with these four ranges, then go to the Purvanchal hills, the north-south running range, through which all states the Purvanchal ranges are running, and what are the important mountain ranges within the Purvanchal range. We have the Patkai, Bum, Laimathol ranges, Mizo hills, Manipur hills, all such things. That is also important. Then you go to the Himalayas, we are done with Himalayas, then you go to the mountains of the peninsular region. We will start with the Aravallis. So have a general idea regarding how the Aravalli ranges are oriented. We know that it's from southwest to northeast, which all states the Aravallis are running through, significance of Aravallis, all such things are important. Then we have Vindhyas and Satpuras. Vindhyas, Satpuras are basically block mountains of India. Again, what all ranges are included in Vindhya range and Satpura ranges, the states through which they are running through, the characteristics, and you must be knowing the Narmada river is flowing through the Rift Valley of Vindhya and Satpura. Tapi is running between Satpura and Satmala. That basic things you should be going through. So these are the important mountain ranges that you need to focus on. Okay. And if you look at the peninsular region of India, in the peninsular region or the peninsular plateau, in the peninsular plateau, we can divide it into three. We can divide into the central highlands, then Deccan Plateau, and northeast tableland. Okay, we can divide into Central Highland, Deccan Plateau, and Northeast Tableland. Central Highlands, it includes the regions of Aravallis, Vindhya, Satpura, then we have the Malwa, Bundelkhand region, then we have Chota, Nagpur region. Okay, usually not much of questions are recently asked from this plateau region, but it's always good to study the locations of this plateau region because they are very significant in the case of river formation, mineral deposits, etc. So have a general idea regarding this. And in Deccan Plateau, we know that we can divide into Maharashtra Plateau, Telangana Plateau, Dandakaranya Plateau, Karnataka Plateau, and have a brief understanding regarding Deccan traps and the difference between Deccan traps and Deccan Plateau, and also the formation of Deccan traps. Okay, read through the formation of Deccan traps. It can be also asked. Okay, then you have the northeast tableland, that is regarding also called as the Meghalaya Plateau or Shillong Plateau. So these are the important plateau regions which you should focus upon. And when you are studying the Deccan Plateau, along with Deccan Plateau, try to study the Ghats. Okay, the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, their extension, UPC is always having an interest in the Western Ghats region. We have generally questions either in the environment part or the geography part. So see the extension of Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, the states through which they are running through, because I think in 2018 there was a question like Western Ghats run through 5 states only. That was a statement. So that type of questions can be asked. So have a general understanding regarding the states through which the Western Ghats are moving. Try to differentiate between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats when you are studying, so that it will be easy to remember the facts. Because you know that Western Ghats runs from river Tapi to Nilgiri, Eastern Ghats, Bamini to Nilgiri, Western Ghats, the states which includes Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Eastern Ghats also study the list of states. Western Ghats are continuous, Eastern Ghats are not continuous because of the rivers that are eroding the Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats are having higher elevation, Eastern Ghats are having comparatively less elevation. Again, the reason is the continuous years of erosion. Western Ghats, the elevation decreases from south to north. That means height is more in the southern region for the Western Ghats. Eastern Ghats, it is the opposite. So study the differences between these two. That will be very helpful. And also have a close look regarding the national parks, wildlife sanctuaries in the Western Ghats region. That is also important. And after Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, you can go to the coastal plains of India. We know that we have 7,516 kilometers of coastline, and we are dividing the coastal plains into, in western part we can divide into Gujarat coast, Konkan, and what is the third one? Malabar. And in the eastern region we can divide into Utkal coast, Northern Sarkar, and finally we have the Coromandel coast. Okay, and also have an understanding regarding the basic difference between the western coastal plain and the eastern coastal plain. We know that western coastal plain are submergent in nature, eastern coastal plain is emergent in nature. Western coastal plain is having more chance of natural ports, eastern coastal plain less natural ports. Western coastal plains are indented, it's like irregular or indented. Eastern coastal plain are comparatively straight line. Western coastal plain Western coastal plain, it's divided to Gujarat, Konkan, Malabar. Eastern coastal plain, Utkal, Northern Sarkar, and Coromandel. Western coastal plain, lot of estuaries. Eastern coastal plain, lot of deltas. So study these differences, compare them and study. So that type of questions can be also asked from this region. And after the Western coastal plain, Eastern coastal plain, you can go to the islands. Islands, we have some inland islands in India, like means the islands within the Indian region, within the territory or the land territory. We have the islands in rivers and lakes. For example, the Majuli Island, Pachambela Islands in Gujarat, Majuli in Assam. These are important inland islands. We have some near shore islands like the New Moor Islands, Sriharikota Island, St. Mary's Island, etc. And most importantly, you should be seeing regarding the Andaman Nicobar and Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar. Andaman Nicobar map is very important. Study the map of the Andaman Nicobar. The divisions of Andaman Nicobar. We can divide Andaman group of islands into North Andaman, Middle Andaman, South Andaman, and Little Andaman. Nicobar can be divided into Car Nicobar, Little Nicobar, and Great Nicobar. And Andaman and Nicobar islands are separated by 10-degree channel. So, like these channels are very important because in the case of Lakshadweep, like the Minicoy Islands and the rest of the Lakshadweep is separated by 9-degree channel. This Lakshadweep and Maldives is separated by 8-degree channel. This Andaman and Nicobar is separated by 10-degree channel. These three are very confusing. So have a clear-cut idea regarding these three. And also the places of this Andaman Nicobar Islands which was in news regarding the construction of the Andaman Road, all such things should be also seen. Okay, so that is regarding the islands of India. After going through the islands, you can go to the rivers of India, very important, regularly asked. You can divide the rivers into Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers and study the differences between Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Himalayan rivers originating from the mighty Himalayas, peninsular rivers from the peninsular hills. Himalayas, the water source is from the glaciers which are being melting, and the peninsular rivers, the source is from the majorly from monsoon. Himalayan rivers are perennial in nature. That means we have water throughout the year. Peninsular rivers are non-perennial in nature. Himalayan rivers generally form large deltas. Peninsular rivers generally form small deltas. Himalayan rivers, they are antecedent in nature. That means they cut through whatever obstruction comes in their path, while the peninsular rivers are concordant in nature. Himalayan rivers, they make large meanders. Peninsular rivers are more or less following a straight line. Study the differences between them and take these rivers one by one. In Himalayan rivers, you need to study regarding 3 groups of rivers: Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra. Okay. Study regarding the important tributaries, their sources, their length, etc. That is very important, especially the tributaries of Indus. Okay, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Sutlej, Beas. Their sources, their length, their east-west arrangement, everything can be asked. And also the places through these rivers are flowing, that is also important. Similarly, you can apply it on Ganga as well as Brahmaputra as well. And also study the important dams which have been in news from these particular rivers. Okay. And after Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra, you can go to the peninsular rivers, which includes Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Pennar, Narmada, Tapi, also go through Luni, river Luni, and Mahanadi. and Mahanadi. Study about these important rivers, their tributaries and important dams which have been constructed over these rivers, and also in case these rivers have been in use in recently, also study why these places were in use recently. Okay. So that is regarding the rivers. Then after studying rivers, go to the northern plains. Northern plains, we have the east-west divisions as well as north-south divisions. And you must be knowing, like we have studied the structure of the northern plains, right? We have the Himalayas. From Himalayas, we have the pebble deposits, which we call as the Babar. Then we have the marshy land region, which we call as the Terai. Then we have the old alluvial soil and the new alluvial soil, again the Khadar and Bhangar regions. So study this division, that is very important, and it is also very confusing. Study, like we have drawn a figure in the class, so study with the help of this figure, that will help you to remember the facts. Okay. Okay, so that is the Himalayas and the northern plains of India. So with this, you are almost completed with the physical geography of India. Now you need to focus more on the economic geography of India, which includes the minerals and industries. So minerals, you need to locate the important mineral belts of India. I think in the class we have marked a map. So study the mineral belts of India, important mineral belts, mineral regions. Then take the minerals one by one, take the metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. In metallic minerals, you can start with iron, manganese, nickel, chromium. In the non-ferrous minerals, go with copper, zinc, lead, aluminum. I think that's it. So take these minerals. What are the properties of these minerals? The name of ores of these minerals. Where are we getting these minerals from? Important mining sites of India of these particular minerals. Which state is producing more, which state is producing second, and the rank of India in the production. Study about these regarding the metallic minerals. And in non-metallic minerals, you can go with limestone, mica, coal, diamond, and in metal also study regarding gold and silver as well. So take this list. What you should focus on these things is that the properties of this mineral, the name of the ores of this mineral, the major mining sites of this mineral, ranking of Indian states as per the production of this mineral, ranking of India as per the production of these minerals. Then you can go to the industries, and in industries study the names of the, I have given you some terms regarding the industries like food loss industries, the industrial inertia, the terms associated, that's very important. Go through those terms. Then study regarding the iron and steel industries distributed in India, major industrial belts of India, and also the pharmaceutical industry, cement industry, such industries that we are included in the notes. So that would be enough. Like read the notes, that will give you most of the answers for the questions. And after that, you can go to the soils of India, very important soils of India, like the alluvial soil, the red soil, black soil, mountain soil, desert soil, peaty soil. What are the characteristics of this soil? The distribution of this soil, within which all region we can find these soils, which soil is having the greatest share in India, which soil is seen less, study that share or distribution of the soil. And after that, the features, characteristics, like for example, in the black soil, we have the feature of self-ploughing. So that if there is any particular feature for the soil, study that. And also the important cultivations, like for example, black soil, we say cotton cultivation, which all crops are cultivated in these soil. Soil distribution is also important. And after soil distribution, study regarding the vegetation that you might have studied in your environment part as well. So study the vegetation distribution in India, like where we can see the tropical evergreen forest, the features of tropical evergreen forest, where we can see tropical moist deciduous, where we can see tropical wet deciduous, dry deciduous. So their distribution, the important tree types along these regions and their features, that is also important. Then go to the 12th NCERT, where you can study regarding the population distribution of India, migration trends of India, population pyramids. You can go to the 12th NCERT, nothing more is needed. Read the 12th NCERT very well, that will give you answer for the question from the population part. and also go through the important reports that have been recently announced regarding climate, geography, etc. and also regarding the natural disasters like the earthquake regions in India, cyclone prone regions in India, flood prone regions in India. That is also important and that can be also asked, and also study the mitigation measures taken by government in this regard. Okay. The mitigation measures taken by government in this regard should be also read. That can be also asked. Okay, so when you read regarding, when you are seeing regarding India, you are also supposed to study regarding the Indian Ocean. Take the map of the Indian Ocean, study the distribution of islands in the Indian Ocean, like where is Maldives located, where is Seychelles located, where is Mauritius located, and where is this Indonesia, Sumatra Islands located. So have a clear-cut idea regarding the Indian Ocean as well. That can be also asked. And finally, you can go to the Indian climate. In the Indian climate, study regarding the 4 climatic seasons of India, and also most importantly study regarding the monsoon. Okay, study regarding the monsoonal patterns, the southwest monsoon, the Bay of Bengal branch, Arabian branch, the northeast monsoon, etc. and also the local winds that brings rainfall in India. For example, we have discussed regarding mango showers, cherry blossom, such things should be studied. That can be also asked. Okay. And yeah, so you need to also study regarding the significance of this Indian climate in the Indian regions. That will be also asked. And the factors affecting Indian climate such as El Nino, La Nina, Indian Ocean Dipole, Western disturbances, these things will be also noted, even though we have studied that in the world geography part, but it is related to the Indian climate, so it can be also asked. So if you are able to study all these things, your Indian geography part will be complete. And in Indian geography, the questions will be more like factual ones. For example, when you study regarding the passes of mountains, it's completely factual. You have no other choice to study them by heart. Rivers and tributaries, it's completely factual, no other choice, study them by heart. So what you need to do is, you need to revise it multiple number of times. Okay, compared to world geography, I think the syllabus is more confined regarding the Indian geography. Like we have, like in world geography, we have a lot of things to cover. In Indian geography, it is comparatively less. But the thing is, in world geography, you have the conceptual part, like you will be getting some elimination methods and something more applicable. But in the case of Indian geography, it's less applicable because of the dominance of the factual content. So study the factual content, study these maps, study these regions that I have focused on. That would do. Okay.